Just give me a reason. Oh? What the fuck? Fuck this guy. I switched to pretending to read a Stephen King book. Okay, performative. My sweet fairy godmother in a luxury carriage. Miss Julia, once again, your full name eludes me at the moment. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Ooh. Oh? What an ugly bitch. I'm glad he died. Okay, so we're continuing Julia's night. But we gotta rest up for a bit, guys. Ooh, I like this artwork. I leave Dakota's apartment as soon as the sun goes down. Yesterday was fun, but I always feel a little nervous when I spend too much time with her. She never lets me escape from being the center of attention. It's exhausting. At least, the less time I spend with her, the happier she is to see me again. It's a tricky act to balance, though. I am grateful for her presence in my life, but never mind. What's on my list of chores tonight? Ah, yes, only one thing. Don't show up for the party at the art hole. Oh, sorry. That art hole is it's just a funny word to me. I don't know why. Anyways, well, this is the rare night when I don't have anything to do. Might as well take a trip around the city and see what's up. And maybe fix myself a little drink while I'm at it. Okay. This is more interesting for me, and honestly, so I'll try this one. Oh, the circus. Oh, the circus. The yeah, displays from the previous game. Again, I'll always link any place that seemed familiar to me. That's something or I've seen already from Coteries. I'll link those videos on the card. What was I thinking? I mean, even the most hopeless introverts yearn for company every now and then. Be it the company of someone they know, or a total stranger revealing themselves to be the soulmate they've always sought. Even for someone as neurotic as me, there's something enthralling in the idea of briefly trading your individualism for a place in the crowd. You can just wander around and stare, like Peeping Tom hidden in plain sight. Oh, okay. If there's anything missing from the shell of my previous social life, it's that intangible sensation, being a part of a living mass. But really, Coney Island of all places? What was I thinking? Surely it's my ID finally revealing what I've been missing all along. All my sick soul really wanted was to nibble on a Williams caramel apple while taking on an overpriced Wonder Wheel ride. Well, I'm here. Might as well try at least one of those tourist traps. Thunderbolt? Sorry, this just reminded me of Marvel's Thunderbolts, but I'm thinking Spookorama, whatever this shit is. A goofy looking rubber cyclops, hanging over the entrance to the haunted house, has somewhat cheap but inviting appearance. I pay for the ticket in hope of seeing more of this sort of sketch. I don't stick around until the end and storm out through the emergency exit. Jesus. I died. Drank a rat's blood once, lost the ability to use modern technology, and with all that in mind, I still consider this to be the worst experience yet. Not that I expected anything else, but still, I'm not sure what I was hoping for. Amidst the clouds of cigarette smoke, I notice an old woman perched silently by the wall. She looks like one giant wrinkle, but her gaze is lively and pierces right through me. I pull the crumpled package out of my back pocket, my last smoke. As I raise the lighter, some pompous dick preoccupied with his visibly bored girlfriend shoves the cigarette. As I raise the lighter, some pompous dick preoccupied with his visibly bored girlfriend shoves the cigarette out of my hand. Somehow, it's half-assed apology that pisses me off the most. Okay, the urge to drink him dry is strong, but I let it pass. I look beneath my feet. I can hear the old crone cackling as my cigarette sinks into the only puddle in the vicinity. Fuck! I turn toward the exit and notice some brawny dude closing in on me. The way he's dressed has the same uncanny aura as Steven Buscemi walking through a high school corridor in a skater outfit. Except that Steve is 1,000 times cooler than this guy. He gets right in my face and hands me a cigarette, pulling a rather annoying smirk. I could drink this guy. Blockhead, okay. It was fine up to this point. He completely disregards my reluctance and starts waving his hands erratically like a second-hand mime. That's a shame, but hey. Throughout this bizarre peacock dance, his colorful wristband pops up from behind his sleeve. Shit, man, how clueless can you be? Is this a hidden camera show? Or maybe you're just some newbie being hazed by the rest of your undercover unit. Fake curiosity. He really thinks I'll take the bait. Unbelievable. Okay, smartass, you're on. Okay, anyways, we're strong, so... Okay, let's follow this guy. Let me stop you right there, Tony Montana. Less than 10 seconds and you rush straight to the finish line? Also dope? You poor soul. You're out of your depth. Who put you up to this? I seem to have struck a nerve, and he doesn't know how to handle it. Come on, big guy, just give me a reason. Just give me a reason. Oh? What the fuck? Fuck this guy. Drink him dry. No, that's just rude and begs for a reaction. No, I'm just gonna walk away. He might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's probably not alone. I'm sure I could take him and his pig friends, but I don't feel like getting tased in the face tonight. Would a taser even work on me? This might not be the right time to find out. Right now, it's time to leave this shit show behind. Goodbye, officer. Oh, guess that's enough human interaction for one night. Once more to the Big Beat Burger, into the last fast food joint I'll ever know. Oh, I'll have the huge. The first time I used this line, I wasn't sure it would work, but I've gained enough notoriety among the staff that it does. The cashier just smiles, nods, and charges me for one black coffee. I can imagine them instructing the newbies. See that emo weirdo? Here's how it is. She always orders a single cup of coffee, nothing else, and she doesn't even drink it. Probably wouldn't take a single sip even if I was still alive. This stuff is just trash. But at least being a buying customer gives an excuse to sit here for as long as I want to. I wish I could use one of those self-order kiosks to minimize human contact. But touchscreens don't exactly like me. Not too long ago, I managed to blue screen 10 of them in a row. What the fuck? Ah well, the good news is, it doesn't look like I have anything to do tonight. Bad news is, it's because every kindred who matters is having fun at the art hole right now. It's not like I wanted to go. I just wanted them to invite me so that I could tell them to fuck off, okay? I scanned the entrance to the restaurant through my peripheral vision. Am I naively hoping someone will come and save me from my misery? Guess I am. Please, please, please let somebody come and get me out of here. A prince? A princess? A knight in shining armor? A fairy godmother? A passing huntsman? Big Bad Wolf? Mila Jovovich? Vin Diesel has a leg of Hanks? Okay. Hell, I'll take anyone at this point. Visualizing, tapping into the power of subconscious, materializing my dreams. Nope, doesn't work. Looks like you're eternally stuck being a nobody in the corner of this shitty restaurant, sweet little Julia. Unlife's a bitch, and then you don't even die. I pretend to read a book about psychoanalysis I stole from Dakota for a while. Having found it too mentally taxing, I switched to pretending to read a Stephen King book. Okay, performative. After the terrifying realization that it was written in the last 15 years and therefore contains no amusing drugged-out rants about troubled childhood in Maine, I switched back to looking at the engines. That party must be so stuffy and trashy and boring. At this point, I'm no longer looking for salvation. I'm asking for amusement. But it doesn't come. All I get is boring bozos in normcore clothes. They walk in, take care of their business without doing anything to amuse me, and walk out. Okay. A few minutes after I lose all hope, a tall, elegant man marches in with a spring in his step. He looks around, impatient, irritated. Then he notices the person he was looking for and reacts with visible relief. He gallantly approaches my table, looks at me, and says, "Oh, Kadir. Now that's curious. He shouldn't be here." Vin Diesel. Fairy godmother? Will you give me a wonderful dress and drive me to the party? Oh, but it's past midnight already. My dumb attempt at self-amusement doesn't faze him at all. He doesn't even roll his eyes, just stares at me blankly. Grab your stuff and get in my car now. His tone leaves no room for doubt. Something bad has happened. I want to ask what, but whenever he's in his I will simply ignore all the dumb shit you say mode. I know better than to ask questions. Instead, I silently follow him to the exit. He guides me to his car. I just hope I haven't messed anything up again. I don't think I have, but have I? As usual, he gave me the back seat. He's always uneasy when the passenger seat is taken. Doesn't want anyone to limit his peripheral vision, he says. Normally, I'd catch him observing me in the rearview mirror, but this time, he's watching the streets, more intense than usual. Something must have caught him off guard. I got my seatbelt on and my popcorn ready. What's up? The awkward silence feels like it will last forever. Eventually, he finds the right words and speaks up. Okay, Anarchs. 6 weeks ago, the prince told me, parlay with the Anarchs in the docks, remember? Yeah, and you made me tag along so that I could learn something about politics. As it turned out, politics meant something awfully similar to watching my drunken family shout at each other at a wedding party. Oh, they're talking about... Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. But yeah. Oh yeah, Callahan. With this fucking Pollock Kent. Scrooge McDuck, yeah. How could I forget? A lot of panache, old-timey bravado, and gendered insults flung my way. Douglas Boss Callahan. Right, it's 2020, but the man's opinions and ideas were stuck in 1920. Weren't the Anarchs supposed to be the progressive option? I never understood why they put up with him. Hmm. He died? We're going to kill him? Oh, I wish we kill him. Okay. I thought. Looks like I missed the mark by a mile. His tone sounds as if he was addressing a particularly dumb child. The worst part is, I probably deserve it. There wouldn't be any need for that. The man has ceased to exist. Wait, he's dead? Oh, really? What happened to him? Did the other Baron kill him? Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. The other Baron. We've got trustworthy sources in the inner circles. Looks like all hell is about to break loose. There's an emergency meeting at the art hall. Jesus, and you're bringing me with you? Why? Because you're... Oh, you were on the way. Because I could, because I should. Okay. Oh, okay. My sweet fairy godmother in a luxury carriage. Wait a minute though. The party, is it still happening? Okay. Doesn't sound like she was interested. Politics, politics, politics. I don't know if he's trying to convince me or himself. And once again, politics sounds an awful like a bunch of party-loving assholes shouting at each other. Don't worry, this isn't the kind of how I should call it governing issue. The likes of you that I tend to deal with, okay. And how would you describe the governing issues we tend to deal with? As usual, he seems a little embarrassed for cussing. Or for being too honest. Either way, it's cute. Oh? Is he a love option? And that's where the conversation ends. We stay silent as the car rides off toward the unknown. Once more, a memory of an old douchebag who thought he could rule the world crosses my mind. Well, it looks like the world has left him behind. Sayonara, asshole. I hope he did die. Because I hate him. And if you guys want to know why I hate him, you can watch the playthrough Why I Hate Him. I'll just link it again in the cards. And here I am at the only place I didn't expect to visit tonight, the asshole. Guessing by the sounds, the inside seems lively. Even if they know it's an emergency, they simply don't care. No idea, do I? I think the bouncer will let you in. A bouncer? And here I am, among partying elites. It's as stuffy and boring as expected. But hey, at least it's exclusive. The title Panhard came up for these yearly gatherings is called Celebrations of Power, an invitation to re-examine the relationship between art and dead bodies and spaces they inhabit. The week-long event is packaged as a sort of performance piece, meant to make the kindred who are involved celebrated their potential, instead of despairing at their monstrous nature. We need to counter-program the omnipresent images of tragic vampirism with images that reminds us we have inherited the earth and are now free to make it our own image, is the way our prince puts it. Okay. To this end, she organizes a series of concerts, fireworks, parties, and business meetings, etc., etc. Of course, the parties and business meetings are the most important. Okay, period. A saint with angelic wings, a holy patron of New York City. I take a good look around. Half of the figures here are dressed like they're attending a masked ball. The other half are religious figures, either demonic or saintly. I have to admit, I don't fully understand the theme here. I know Panhard based it on psychomagic, a sort of shamanic psychotherapy using the power of art. Simply put, it's a holy mass and unholy mass in equal, a set of rituals meant to make the participants wholeheartedly accept they're both the worst and the best this earth has to offer. Put on this mask, at the very least, you're standing out. Okay. I heard the aesthetic basis for this party is the black mass in the film Eyes Wide Shut. Some think this decision means Panhard is tone deaf, but it's quite the contrary. She knows the anarchs are constantly looking for ways to undermine her through art and rhetoric that point out glaring contradictions in her theoretical benevolent rule. Okay. But instead of denying and suppressing aesthetics designed to criticize the elites, she embraces them. Instead of risking a Streisand effect, she effectively defangs the opposition. The resistance becomes a part of the system, and both the Camarilla and the anarchs get the same message. Don't think of it as a pathology. Think of it as a new normal. Yeah, duh, bitch. I'm afraid so. Just say political hostage. You people have made it perfectly clear that what's going on with my parents back in Chicago if I go against you. Hmm? She's the target for some reason? Oh, it's Thomas again. I didn't notice him sneak up on us. Nice getup. But of course, everything we say here is going to become an open secret in a matter of minutes. Prince Panhard has already come up with the appropriate messaging. Oh. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot an elderly vampire guiding a young, fashionable human girl toward the basement, led like a lamb to the slaughter. Best not to think too deeply about what's going on underneath this place. Hmm. Mostly under control? Looks like a fascinating philosophical discussion in the making, but sadly, I'm forced to interrupt. Samira. All of a sudden, Samira appears between the two men, her calm and collected voice completely changing the atmosphere, as expected for a self professed protector of the peace. Oh? I feel out of place. She nods and smiles at me, probably to signal she takes solace in not being the only person in the room who feels like a fish out of water. Seeing as I heard this meeting is meant for those of greater stature than mine. Nonsense! We have delicate matter to discuss. One that might require severe judgment down the road. I think you understand why I wish for a child of Hakim to be involved. Of course, bitch, of course. What is it with that expression in your face, Kadir? He quickly collects himself. Does he like her? I mean, Whatever, bitch. The High Regent of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, Lady Eileen Sturbridge, walks up to the group in an outfit I would have never imagined her in, pretending everything is par for the course. Does she have horns? What the fuck? Prince Panhard, the Sheriff, the Harpy, the Banum Hakim Primogen. Are we still waiting for someone? Shining even more brightly than usual, Eileen. I adore your outfit, Samira. Wish the prince allowed the same amount of effort for me. Okay. They seem like they're teasing each other, but yeah. Both Kadir and Princess Voice are strained whenever they attempt humor. Their minds are obviously elsewhere, and it's not a happy place. Arturo, on the other hand, seems calm. We all celebrate our power in different ways, I suppose. Now, what is this about? Addison Ray? The Camarillist's infamous spokesman approaches, pushed towards us in a wheelchair by his servant. Okay, period. What is he, a puppet? What a commanding tone. Seeing as Payne can't communicate normally, his servant relays his words to us instead, and he's posh and snobby, enough to make me believe I'm listening to his master's voice. Hmm. The figure in the wheelchair waves his hand impatiently. That might be the wisest course of action, my prince. Arturo. Oh, that's what he looks like. The situation is largely under control. The negotiations are underway, and the situation is more tense than dangerous. We are safe. Let me repeat, we are safe. In his office tonight. Ooh. Thank goodness. Okay. How did you find out? I look at her in disbelief, so does everyone else. Not that the same thought hasn't passed through my head, but to simply exclaim it like that. Oh, spare me the virtue signaling. I thought we were being transparent here. I don't give a damn if you took care of Callahan or not. I just want to have a clear idea of what I'm dealing with. Period. Oh, none of us present here ordered his destruction. Of course, nobody speaks up. Arturo pretends to clear his throat. That interest is sure to manifest in one way now. Yes, which is why we sadly can't just leave the anarchs to their own devices. Addison Payne's wrinkled face contorts slightly. Let me just ask you one question. You do realize those curs have no respect for our traditions, yes? Stunner threat in New York. Only option is to prop up a candidate. Oh. Is it... Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Addison ponders the question for a while, then waves his hand again. Funny thing, nobody's paying attention to me right now. How so? Kadir is momentarily taken aback by Arturo's question. Oh? Once more, Kadir is stunned. If we do grant your wish and let you investigate while still fulfilling your routine obligations, can you guarantee you're going to give both these tasks your best? Okay. Close to your best doesn't cut it, Alasmai. Not when the vultures are out in force. Callahan's destruction is sure to cause unrest among the anarchs, and there's an obvious outlet for their pent-up rage. I want to make this perfectly clear. The celebration will continue as planned, no matter what. This is why your presence here is absolutely necessary, Sheriff. We rely on your constant protection. Okay. The timing of the Baron's destruction is impeccable. The Anarch leaders are sure to point at us and claim we're shamelessly celebrating his end. Does anybody believe it's just a coincidence? I think not, bitch. Murders are messy, almost as messy as politics. It's impossible to reliably predict the outcome of any violent action. I think it'd be wise of us to brace for a lot of unfortunate coincidences, Eileen. Curious. He bites his tongue and struggles to collect himself. I rarely see him lose his temper, at least where the camera is involved. What's going on? Same bitch. I wonder about your suggestion for this role. After all, it's not particularly prestigious, but carries a lot of responsibility. We're still talking about a Camarilla representative. Oh, I think it's a very obvious candidate. Both he and Kadir look at me simultaneously. Everyone else in the room does too. What? Julia's the representative of the Anarchs? Is that what they're saying? Miss Julia, once again, your full name eludes me at the moment. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Am I allowed to speak? Or maybe I should wait for permission. Before I make up my mind, the sheriff sighs deeply and speaks up. Oh. And what about it, bitch? You're not paying me. That's correct. Among others, the Banu Hakim Primogen insisted that you are worthy of greater privileges and should be given a chance to prove yourself. Samira measures Arturo with suspicion. Yes. Do you still think she's capable? She looks me deep in the eye. I swear she's telepathically trying to tell me, please, please, please don't fuck this up, you dumbass little white girl. Of course. Huh. Panard's backing of Arturo momentarily blindsides him. If Arturo's plan is reckless, I want you to tell me. I need a simple yes or no answer. Is the girl capable? Now he knows he's left with no choice. I wouldn't entrust her with all the responsibilities that I have if she wasn't. He exchanges glances with me, but his look is different than Samira's. It's as if he's trying to apologize to me. Here we are then, a recommendation from the Banu Hakim, Primogen, and the sheriff. To tell you the truth, I was just throwing out ideas, but with this backing, I can't doubt the Knights clan representative will get the job done. I'm certain each of us feels the same. Mr. Payne? The atmosphere in the room mostly suggests people are glad they don't have the time to discuss the topic further. A shrug here, an averted gaze there. I have conditions? Nobody asked why I think. Yeah, let's be a rebel. And why is it that nobody asked me if I agree? I look at him, I look at Arturo. I look at the prince and I know the answer. I can refuse, sure. The problem is, I will be completely fucked if I do. That was a rhetorical question, like the one Mr. Arturo forgot to ask. I simply believe it would be polite if he pretended to care about my consent. Arturo's eyes narrow. Kadir attempts to control a sly smirk making its way up his lips. I believe the girl is correct. As you said yourself once, Mr. Arturo, it is etiquette that separates us from animals. Period. Kiss my ass, bitch. I love her. I love this character. Just point me to the right direction and tell me what to do. Prince Padard signals someone with their hand. The figure emerges from behind the corner. It is she. Catherine? What a pleasant surprise. Nobody informed us you are in town. Addison, looking healthier than ever. And what does wise girl, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, have to do with it? We need an impartial observer who everyone respects. And as it happens, Catherine always knew how to make friends on both sides without angering either. I beg to differ. I'd be grateful if, just for once, you decide against throwing a tantrum about me, High Regent. Ooh. Fight. A painful grimace crosses Arling's face, but she is quick to interpret the taunt as an invitation to a game she can't possibly win. As long as she can prove herself useful to the proceedings in some way. If half of what I heard about her from Mr. Van der Weyden is true, she should be able to. That felt like a Freudian slip. La Sombra representative, not Camarilla representative. Someone who can be catapulted from the sect without much damage to the ivory tower if they mess up. She has a point. Is there a meeting set up? Arturo looks at the clock on the other side of the room. In less than an hour. You'd better hurry then. What the hell? All this is happening so fast. What the prick? It's so obvious that they're separating us. Do you think my guidance of Julia would be lacking, Kadir? He lowers his gaze but seems reassured. None whatsoever. That's all I need to hear. We'll be going then. Waiting is an old person's game, Helene. I still feel young. Oh, the shade. Probably not, but I appreciate the thought nevertheless. Have a great night, everyone. I'll catch up with you later. Addison. And so we leave. In a rush, funny considering what she told about being in a hurry yesterday. Okay, what's gonna happen? She thanks the chauffeur and lets me out of the car into a quiet neighborhood, somewhere in Queens. Seemed like you were in a rush. I couldn't stand a crowd. She's honest, probably performative, so just to get into my good graces. Well, it's working. And why is that? Yesterday, you said, speaking of lies, you seem honest, but yesterday, you told me not to rush. And I stand by it and do as I say, not as I do. That's the best advice I can give you. Oh, another rhyme. I definitely need more advice than that. Back at the art hole, you said something about guiding me, but I have zero idea what to do. None whatsoever. I am grateful, but I still feel way out of my depth. I need to know what to do. You used to make a living as an investigative journalist, did you not? Investigate the murder. In TV shows where an investigative journalist gets too close to the heart of the politically incendiary case, it rarely goes well. A cat's head on their porch, a bullet to the head. So, are you afraid you might be a pawn in a game you don't understand? That your elders consider you a disposable asset? That a single wrong move might cost you everything you hold dear? That sounds about right, yeah. Well, by the sound of it, you understand your situation perfectly. Don't belittle me. I need your advice. Be anything you want, but don't be boring, Julia. If I wanted to belittle you, I would have drowned you in platitudes long ago. Know thyself. Believe in your strength. Trust no one. Act confident. Turn the chessboard around and read your opponent's mind. Read Sun Tzu and quote him incessantly. Do you feel any better now? Can I ask you something? Mia. Ah, is it the girl from one of the anarchs? Do you know who killed Baron Callahan? Do you know him? Okay. Why are you helping me? Am I? That remains to be seen. You do not want a painfully honest answer. But I do. She stares me down. Her irreverent tone makes it impossible to guess what she's feeling, even more so than the mask. When I look at you, I see someone pitiful, someone whose hunger is purely biological, just an animalistic rush. When I saw a burgeoning plan to put you in a situation that is beyond your capabilities, I offered my help. I was curious to see your true colors reveal themselves firsthand. When everything is said and done and Callahan's killer is pointed out, will you be a whimpering animal or a victor in taking the spoils? I cannot wait to find out. I don't know what to say. Is she provoking me or... Mia should be here any second. You have time for one more question. What makes you important? I have the best occupation in the world, and I made sure nobody's better than I am. Oh, period. A socialite. Eh. And that was your last question. Direct the rest of them to her. A woman around my age emerges from around the corner of the street. Oh yeah, she is the girl from Cotteries. I've never met her before, but I had to describe her in 2 words by her aura alone. I guess those words would be permanently angry, even more so than your average anarch. Mia Morgan. This your girl? The La Sombra representative. Period. I correct her automatically at this point, it's a habit. Oh yeah, Torque. The other Baron is Torque. By the end of tonight, he needs to look like a natural candidate for the leader of the New York City Anarchs. It's gonna take a lot of driving around and negotiations. How did he react to finding Callahan's remains? But I expect he reacted the same way every true believer in the cause did. Hmm. So he was the first one who's seen the murder site? It's not a political position, but I expect a lot of them to think that it's Torque who stood to beneath it. But I expect a lot of them think it's Torque who stood to benefit the most from the boss's death. And it sounds like he's quick to jump on new opportunities. You don't know him. Yes, but I'd love to meet him and ask him some questions, especially if he was the one who found the body. I was assigned to investigate. I won't be able to do it properly if I'm not able to question a key witness. This week? Aren't the tensions a little too high for delaying an investigation like this? So boo fucking who? I'm his right-hand woman though. You got any questions? Direct them to me. Maybe the two of you should just head to Callahan's office. The discussion here does not seem to be going in the right direction, nor in a particularly interesting one. You're not coming? Torque and you are not the only ones who have their work cut out for them tonight. I trust you can take it from here. And Mia, be easy on her. In slightly different circumstances, I expect the two of you would have ended up the same side of the barricades. Take care. She heads back to her vehicle. Ooh. Oh? What an ugly bitch. I'm glad he died. It's the 19th century style office. Classical, wooden, smelly. The stuffy air of books, old furniture, dust covers much of the fragrance of decay, but not all of it. This is the first time I've seen the remains of a vampire who has met final death. I heard stories of really old kindred crumbling down to dust. But that's an exaggeration. At least it didn't happen here. When kindred die, time catches up with them. If you off me right now, I'd probably turn into an ugly, leaky corpse. But Callahan was well over a century old. It's like looking at a dapper mummy. A desiccated body in a heap of musty clothes. All that is left of the mighty boss Douglas Callahan, Anarch Baron of New York City, if that's really him. Needless to say, it might be a little hard to establish the time of death or the cause, especially as his garb doesn't have any obvious damage. What a great place to start. Have you already found anything suspicious? Uh-huh. This door is the only point of entry to the room, right? Yes, unless you count the windows. But nobody except for Callahan knew how to operate those, and they don't let air or light through. Metal blinders on the windows facing east, the only modern element of the room, sticking out like a sore thumb. They look automated. Was the door open when Torque got here? It wasn't. Hmm. A closed room murder, huh? There's some glass scattered on the floor. I point at that. Could that be the one? Could that be from the window? Hmm. So what's this glass? No idea. Why does it seem like she has her suspicions, but is remaining uncooperative just because, fuck off Camarillas come? I check the next point of interest. A wall safe, surprisingly large. I play with the lock a bit. What's the combination? At least I tried. A desk with nothing but an envelope on it, nothing inside. I check all the drawers. Every single one has been thoroughly emptied. I don't know what I expected. Is this how the Anners go around securing crime scenes? Were these emptied before Torque arrived? Well, thank you. The decor of the room is pretty minimal, so there's not a lot of points of interest that could illuminate the case. I start getting nervous. I point at the painting on the wall. Of course you have no idea who that is. Callahan's ancestor, I guess? I'm out of ideas. Everything I look at feels like another dead end. I'm frustrated. I feel as if I failed this investigation before it has even started. There must be something more. I start walking around, trying to find a single clue. Mia just watches me indifferently. Give me anything. Anything, goddammit. Anything. Any. Who is this bitch? Tell me, bitch, who killed him? A shadow blinks in and out of existence, near Callahan's remains. I freeze in place. Don't be afraid. I wasn't talking to you, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Just give me a moment more. She groans under her nose and goes back to messaging someone on her phone. When she does, the shadow appears again. Once again, blink in, blink out. Could something be there? I approach the clothes and start searching them for a clue. Maybe they missed something. Just being thorough. We've searched the bastard like 3 times. How about this? A small card, barely noticeable, looking a bit like a shopping list, is shoved deep into an almost invisible hole in the fabric. I take it out and show it to Mia. Bitch. No, did you? It's a list of 4 names. Oh. D'Angelo, Hope, Agatha, and Tamika. Any idea what is this about? She's lying, yeah. But I don't care. Tomorrow night, I'll meet up with Kadir and ask him to help me figure it out. Think I'm done here. Fuck you. Guess she sees me as nothing more than but an enemy agent. Will I get to meet that with Torque? If, and that's a big if, he will agree to meet you. He probably won't let a loyal Camarilla lapdog like you see him without her oversight anyway. A Camarilla lapdog, huh? It's a risky play. Of course, and might backfire. But maybe I'd benefit if I put my loyalty to the court into question. Well, aren't you? Trust me, I'm not the one who bites the hand that feeds her. But the court's favorite pastime is leaving me starved. Ooh, what's this? She studies me carefully. I will keep that in mind, depending on how the situation unfolds. Good. In the meantime, have a good night. Okay, we're friends now. It's getting late or early, depending on how you look at it. Once I leave Callahan's office, I head straight to Dakota's apartment. I try to sneak by my bedroom, but she's up waiting for me. Okay, weirdo. Shit. Tomorrow. You look like something the cat dragged in. Tomorrow, I promise. She gives me a concerned look, then closes her eyes, slumps her shoulders, and frowns. Alright, you're the best, bitch. Oh? I reach my pitch black room and throw myself on the bed. The responsibilities, the stakes, the way I always feel too slow to react properly in these situations. I don't want to think. I want to turn off my brain. I want to drift into the void. Oh, into the void, into the void. Okay, you guys, this actually is getting interesting, but I have to end this episode here. I'll be ending each episode to each night rotation of the game, so yeah. Once again, if you've reached the end of this video, thank you so much for listening and watching, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye!